Hello everybody and welcome back to another exciting episode of MugAndPlay. I am Nick and we're playing more Doki Doki Literature Club, the most fun and not terrifying game we've ever played on this here channel. Anyway, we have to show our poem to either Natsuki or Monika. And I think we agreed last time that because we adore Natsuki so much out of the remaining girls, we don't want anything to happen to her, so we're just gonna hang out with Yuri this playthrough. Sorry, Yuri. So we have to choose between Natsuki and Monika, and let's go with not Natsuki. Let's pick Monika to show our poem to. I should start with Monika. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Good. Good on you, Bobs and Dugnut. Hi, Bobs and Dugnut. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Bobs and Dugnut. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? Hey, that's my line. Saying, you know. You know? Sorry, I say that way too much and I apologize. I try to cut out as many of them as possible. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, Bobs and Dugnut. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. Why didn't you just go ooh out loud? I don't know how that would have made me feel, but I mean, I was doing it in my head. Big freaking deal. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. You calling me stupid now? I guess I underestimated you. I guess you did. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. And then you blow them away. Hey, there you go. You know what, Bobs and Dugnut? I like the cut of your jib in this one particular instance. You gotta underpromise and overdeliver. Not the other way around. You don't overpromise and underdeliver. That's the opposite of good. That way, it always counts when I put some effort in. Oh, yeah. That's not very fair. So? Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Yeah, that's why I did it. Jeez. Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's totally just given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged by like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. You don't know? Maybe she just... I don't disagree with, the sentiment that books are better than people. I mean, I don't read that many books, but people in general, a person is cool. People in general kind of suck. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she'll end up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Oh, she's an introvert. There's nothing wrong with that. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monika. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Sure. Don't worry, I'm not very good. Yeah, okay. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't always mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in the room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears? The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? I don't think you want to kill me. So, there's that. Thanks. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. Yeah, don't always have to be on the A-B rhyming scheme. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Like you learned something new about yourself, or you realized you achieved nirvana? What? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Yeah, I remember this from the last time. So just move your hand and go with the flow. Cool, thanks. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Alright. Oh, now we can read Yuri's poem. I almost said listen to, but yeah. Yuri, you're up. How you doing? As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. You don't have to be embarrassed. Monica said she was saying ooh in her head, but you know what? She could have been just like, oh, in her head. I don't know in what context it was. I don't know if it was oh or ooh, but you saying exceptional, I'll take that. Don't feel bad. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? I don't know. Social anxiety sucks. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? That's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words of the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Just... Beans. Beans. The musical... Fruit. Exceptional. Oh my. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I'll be able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finishes her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. Hey, you know what? That's quote of the day right there. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. And so, whatever your thing is, art, writing, dance, film, photography, poetry, just practice. You gotta... People don't realize this early on, sorry to go off on a tangent here, but I'll make this really quick, I promise, is that when you want to start learning how to do something, you gotta accept the fact that you're gonna suck early on. You just gotta make content and suck, and just over time, the more content you make, the less you'll suck, hopefully. Learn from where you suck less, and eventually you'll be pretty good. You'll still think you suck, but other people will think you don't suck, and that's just something that comes with being a creative person, is that you always think everything you make is garbage. That doesn't mean you should put yourself down. Just whatever you want to do, art, writing, whatever, you go do it. Okay, I'm done. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I don't care. We can jokingly poke fun at Natsuki so she distances herself and stays safe for as long as possible. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Oh, please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Oh, look at that. She's actually being adorable. I like that. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Alright. This poem is called Ghost Under the Light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calmly breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I remember this from the first playthrough. Alright, that's good. I'm into it. It's you know, you're kind of commiserating with this like thing, this like, you know, this lamp that's not, you know, it's about to be replaced, and you're kind of just you're enjoying it. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Shut up. I know I said shut up last time, but like I was just thinking, it's like when someone does amazing art and they're like, I'm sorry, I know it sucks, and you have to be like, shut up, it doesn't suck. So that's another part of being an artist, is you're told very frequently to shut up because your art doesn't really suck, but that's because you gotta plow through it and you gotta practice. What? I wasn't thinking that at all, but it took you a long time to read. That's just because I don't read script very often. And it was just so pretty that I think your handwriting's pretty. See? There you go. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. No, not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Well, we'll determine how easy it is to digest when I just cram it in between my biters and I chew it and swallow it. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, this story isn't about a ghost at all, Bobson Ducknut. Oh, really? I must have totally missed the point then. Well, I suppose you didn't only glance over it after all. Don't get started with the backhanded compliments. You're doing alright with being nice to people. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story, or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of my poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. She's like, well, yeah, I mean, you're new at writing poetry, even though you're good at it, so, you know, you wouldn't know that. Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah, if anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. Ah. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Bobson Ducknut. Me too, thanks. Alright, time to show Natsuki. What's up, nerd?
Well, it's about what I expect from someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
Oh, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions.
So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes?
You wanna get smacked?
I'll pass.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Oh, I remember this. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it.
Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I do like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, 'cause Everyone in high school thinks writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves?
Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly! I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, saying everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight in the wordplay. Like I set it up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Good on you, Bobs and Dugnut. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no... The music sounded weird for a second. There's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. Guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They've gingerly exchanged sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Eh?
Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Oh, thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss my symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. It's just, it talked about eagles and monkeys and animals and cute things, and it falls flat on its face. That's cute. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Huh? Me, you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked my butt. It's the only one around here that gives a crap. Get it? I watch Family Guy. I would have asked someone who actually liked it, which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Pops and Doug did too. So based on all that, gladly give some suggestions of my own. First of all,
excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I've come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Bobson Dognut liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh, I didn't realize you're so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Bobson Dognut appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know you didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose booze magically grew a size bigger as soon as Bobson Dognut started showing up.
Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you!
Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You're really acting as young as you look, Natsuki. Oh, geez, what's gonna happen in this situation without Sayori around? Me?
Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy, bitch!
Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. What the fuck?
See? Just saying that proves my point! Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know!
If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dashingly acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
Well, be careful, you might cut yourself in the edge, Yuri! Oh, my bad. You dirty too, don't you?
Whoa! Did you just accuse me of... Oh my god! Natsuki! What the fuck is wrong with your head? That's not what I was expecting Yuri to say.
Yeah, go on! Let Bob's done to hear everything you really think! She'll be head over heels for you after this!
Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as she just noticed I was standing here. Bobson Tugnut, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true! She started it!
I'm gonna put all those things on the screen in slow motion so I can at least see what they did later, so I know if I made the right or wrong choice here. Oh, I gotta make a choice. What choice do I make?